Hi everyone, it's Megan Ramos. Welcome to today's webinar where I'm going to talk to you about August at the fasting method and what we've got going on. Please feel free to say hi and where you're from in the chat box. I have a neighbor from the San Francisco Bay here. We have friends from London, Washington, people from all over. That's one of the super cool things about the fasting method. South Africa, Oakland, Boston, Minnesota, West Virginia, Florida, all over. You guys are coming in hot in the chat box. Hi, everybody. It's so great to have people from everywhere. I think that's one of the really special things about the fasting method is connecting and learning about other places and realizing there's a lot of similarities actually, especially when it comes to how we got to this place where we need some metabolic help and what we can do about it. There's a lot of similarities that unite us. All right, we're going to give people 1 more minute to join in, and then I'm going to do some talking for a bit and then take a few questions at the end, my friends. Alaska, cool. I love having friends from all over. All right, team, we are going to get started. I'm going to share my screen here and walk you through what our focus is for August at the fasting method. We're trying a new approach just to try to help give people more resources and tools that they need. With that being said, today's session is recorded. I believe on Saturday, our team will be sending out the recording. If you're here today, of course, there'll be a special promotion for those who have attended today. So we'll be sending that out tomorrow. All right, everyone. Keep saying hi. I'm going to share my screen and we are going to get started. So you should still be able to see me on the top corner of the screen. I'm going to move myself to the top bottom of the screen just so I don't cover up anything. But everybody, so the fasting method is hosting an event in August. It's about the metabolic reset, how to build a strong foundation for weight loss. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Megan Ramos. I co-founded the fasting method with Dr. Jason Fung back in June of 2012. Initially, we were a small clinic in a corner of Toronto, and we called ourselves Intensive Dietary Management, or IDM for short. Some of you have actually been with us since those days in our clinic with our IDM name. Over the years, it has evolved and it has changed, and we have become the fasting method. Now we do the bulk of everything online. So I co-wrote Life in the Fasting Lane with Dr. Fung, and then I also wrote a book called The Essential Guide to Intermittent Fasting for Women. Why do I have any business doing this? Well, aside from my credentials, I've also lived this. I've walked the walk and talked the talk. I never thought it would be possible for me to fast more than about 2 hours, if that, and here we are today. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes right before my 27th birthday. I was diagnosed with fatty liver disease around the age of 11, 12, and polycystic ovary syndrome around the age of 14. They told me I never would be able to have a baby. I'm actually quite warm right now from chasing my almost 2-year-old around the house this morning. So much for that. I've fully reversed my type 2 diabetes, meaning I can eat something. I can eat some sugar, I can eat some pizza, and I can have a normal glucose response just like anybody else who is not diabetic. And actually a healthy glucose response, so better than most of the population out there. And I was able to lose over 60 pounds. I actually lost just over 80 pounds, and I maintained it for many years until I got pregnant and I gained 25 pounds with my son's pregnancy. And that was a healthy, welcomed gain. That was my total weight gain is 26 pounds. So that was the first time in over 10 years that I had any fluctuation with my weight. So I've been there, I've walked the walk, talked the talk, and I'm so happy that we're able to help people now really regain control of their health and their waistlines. So what am I going to talk about today? We've realized at the fasting method that we have a large opportunity to provide people on a daily basis with a lot of information. If you're a current member of our community, we have book clubs, we have Our weekly challenges, or they were monthly challenges. Recently, we reverted back to weekly challenges. We have over 30 live meetings a week. We have regular webinars scattered throughout the month. And people tend to go through the same thing at the same time. And we always talk about this in the community meetings. Wow, it really feels like everybody's struggling with X, Y, or Z at this particular moment. And this is just part of the nature of the seasons that we go through. And what do we see August? We see August being a resetting month. We see a lot of people, getting burnt out from summer travel, from having not a normal schedule, either visiting relatives, having relatives visit, trying to get in some trips, having kids home, being with grandkids. There's no schedule. People are often craving that. They want to start to build a strong foundation. And most people realize, oh my goodness, like Thanksgiving's very soon. The December holidays are very soon. We want to try to get back on track, lose any weight that we gained over the summertime, and we want to really optimize the heck out of everything. We see a lot of people too stumble with this in August, thinking, okay, I'm going to do all these extravagant fasts and I'm going to be super restrictive with my diet, kind of at a thin air after having a couple of months off, and really kind of crash and burn. So we are now going to help try to unify all of the content that we do with the fasting method from a whole bunch of different angles, approaching how we help people build a strong start going into the fall. I always joke that the Tuesday after Labor Day every year is like a new New Year's Day. So we're going to really focus on August on building those fasting foundations so you can start the beginning of the fall really strong and conquer it, reach your goals by the end of the year, start the new year off on great footing, even if this wasn't the best summer. So we're going to talk about our theme in a little bit more detail. I'm going to talk about our new Jumpstart course. Everybody who signs up for the fasting method now gets to go through a 12-week course. We've changed this based on your feedback. We first launched it in November of last year. We have gotten some feedback. We just launched it, our new revised version in July, and we are going to be running again with that in August since it seems to be going well. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what that is. Many of you don't actually know what the fasting method is, what we do. So one of the big things in the community historically has been doing group challenges. These group challenges are meant to include everybody. So I'm going to give a preview about what those look like, including our brand new signature fasting reset challenge and when we'll be doing that this month. I'm also going to share our webinars. I feel like people don't know that we offer this information or when we do it. And it's actually a ton of information. We're about educating, updating resources, and sharing again. So I'm going to run through our webinars and special event schedules that we've got going on in the Fasting Method community. And I'm going to give you a preview of some of the groups. We've been changing things up in terms of group topics, but give you a preview of some of our groups. Again, we host over 30 live meetings a week at the Fasting Method, all led by our amazing coaches and some of them by myself, to help guide you and navigate you on specific topics that are of interest. So let's just dive into it. So our August theme, strong start. So like I said, this is about building a solid foundation. A lot of times people don't look at their foundation at this time of year. They're just so annoyed with themselves and not having had this perfect summer. And they want to start building this massive mansion on broken foundation. And then it usually sort of crumbles. And it crumbles around sort of these dangerous times, around Halloween. We can't keep the momentum up because we didn't have that foundation. Leads into Thanksgiving, leads into the December holidays. What we want to teach you to do is build that sturdy foundation. So as you're building this mega building, mega house, you are going to conquer and just roll through these holidays. Canadian Thanksgiving, Halloween, US Thanksgiving, all the December holidays, and there are a lot of Jewish holidays that start at this particular time of year as well. So we want to help give you, whatever you're celebrating, we want to help give you the foundation that you need to roll through, plow through, knock them all down, succeed, and start the new year off on your best footing possible. So this month, we're focusing on a great reset, a great rebuild, and a great refocus to help you really conquer everything. So everything we do at the Fasting Method, our challenges, our webinars, our group meetings are going to be centered largely around this topic from different angles. And you all know, are part of the fasting method. And for those of you who don't know, each of our coaches has a bit of a unique skill set compared to some of our other team. We have the incredible Dr. Terry Lance, who is a real mindset transformation guru. She focuses a lot on emotional eating, stress eating, all these, things that are just sort of, why am I self-sabotaging? Why do I have these limiting beliefs? Why am I my own worst enemy? So she's got that amazing skill set. We've got the amazing coach Heather, who's a super weight loss guru. Everybody's a super weight loss guru. We've got Lisa, who's got a huge cardiac background as well as a functional nutrition background. We've got Jill, who is a keto accountability whiz, who's even gone through weight loss surgery herself and knows what it's like to have the weight creep back on and help people. We've got Jamie, who's a mindset guru. We have the amazing Amy, who can help through perimenopause and postmenopause. Everybody's got a unique sort of master skill set or expertise, and all of the different strategies that we'll be using, we'll be focusing on these different niches to really provide you with all of the reset tools you need to help build a strong foundation to start off. So if you're in perimenopause, if you're struggling with plant-based nutrition, if you're struggling with mindset, if you are struggling with digestive issues after weight loss surgery, if you are struggling with self-sabotage, there's all of these experts that will be focusing on the specific tools that you need to build this foundation. We're all coming together, uniting our information. So everybody who is part of the community in August will be going through this experience at the Fasting Method. All of our challenges, everything are all accessible to everybody who's participating. All right, our August Jumpstart course kicks off on August 4th. That's Monday. I know it's a holiday for Canadian friends, but it is the last holiday of the weekend. You can absolutely start it. So what is the Jumpstart? What is Megan talking about? Megan's talking about so many things. So first, just to clarify, the fasting method is a large community filled with tons of resources. And for August, we're unifying those resources to have a theme of building strong foundation. But one of the things that new community members and current community members get when they sign up for the fasting method is access to our fasting Jumpstart course. Now, what is that? It's a 12-week structured program. It starts every month, the first Monday of every month. So the next one starts on August 4th. It's designed to help you really learn the fasting method of fasting. We are the fasting method. We have a method of fasting. Our fasting is just not something that you can piece together with a whole bunch of articles and resources from different experts. This is what Jason and I designed and built in the clinic. It is our version of fasting. It's what we've had so much success about. And we want to teach people those tools. What if someone is new? We want to help set their information right from the start. There's so much information and misinformation out there about fasting. And the big picture is kind of a good thing because it means fasting's gained so much popularity that everybody's talking about it. But everybody's talking about it from different perspectives. Maybe they've never worked with women. Maybe they've never worked with cycling women or postmenopausal women. Maybe they've never worked with people in general. There's a lot of opinions on how to fast and who should be fasting from people who've never fasted anybody at all, or very few people. Or people who only look at like rat or mice studies and then try to give advice on that. And that's just not the way that we work. Jason and I have worked with real people. We have worked with adult women and men of every age through every hormonal stage of life. We have customized fasting protocols. We have customized nutritional protocols to help these individuals be successful at losing weight, resetting that body weight set point. We have helped them learn the tools that they need to reverse metabolic disease, not just like put it in remission, but reverse metabolic disease. And This is what we have done now for 14 years, and it's our unique method. So when people are starting off, we'll teach you the method from scratch. If you're someone who's more of an intermediate or even experienced faster, I can't tell you the number of people who join the fasting method who have been fasting for 3 or 4 or 5 years, who, have done lots of extended fasts, but they're not doing things right. There's certain roadblocks. And while they might be doing things right according to certain blogs or certain YouTube videos that they've seen and pieced together, sure, it's not helping them get to their goals. That's why they're still 5 years out, 6 years out from that of doing this and still haven't hit their goals. So our fasting method, we're going to give you the foundational lessons you need to implement what Jason and I have found to be such successful strategies. You're given a comprehensive lesson, one every 2 weeks, so it gives you time to implement it. We give action steps for beginner, intermediate, and advanced fasters, so you know how to jump in and how to start implementing the lesson materials. And we give them for beginner, intermediate, and advanced because we do know some people have been doing 5-day fasts and 48-hour fasts on a regular basis, but have just been going in circles. So we want to be able to meet you where you are. We want beginner people to feel like this is a place and a home for them where, it isn't just for experienced and advanced fasters. They're going to learn the tools that they need too. So everybody will have their own path, and you can pick the path that works for you, and you can change your path throughout your journey. Maybe fasting is very easy for you and you're able to jump to intermediate or advanced tracks, or maybe you're in the advanced track and life suddenly happens. We go through something stressful, we get sick. We can always then choose to do a beginner or an intermediate path just to stay consistent on the flow over the course of 12 weeks. Throughout each week at the Fasting Method, we offer 2 live Jumpstart member circles that are hosted by our Fasting Method coaches. So it's for people who are going through the course to come and ask their course questions. So these meetings are exclusive to the people who are currently in the Jumpstart course. They'll be able to go through the latest materials and ask our coaches whatever questions that they have to make sure they really understand the concepts and that they're able to implement it, or if you're having struggles implementing it, our coaches will be able to help you troubleshoot. And each month has an exclusive forum thread for you to come together, meet like-minded individuals, find some accountability support, hear what people are doing, and help support one another. And our coaches are in there too, helping you succeed as well. So why should you join the Jumpstart, especially if you have a history of fasting? Well, you've tried things and nothing's stuck. Even if it is your past fasting protocols that you've been doing, it's not working. Fasting should work if it's done right. Sometimes for people that means fasting more, sometimes that means fasting less, sometimes that means varying the structure of it, sometimes that means fasting with cycles, sometimes it means supporting your eating days a little bit differently. But fasting should stick. Another reason why people might want to join is because of all that conflicting advice that I've talked about. Like, what actually works? Well, we have a method. If you follow the method, I guarantee you will help bring you to some success. If you're just tired and frustrated by this, I hear you. I've watched it, I've seen it, I've lived it myself. We don't want to be constantly craving and having energy crashes and collapsing. We want to help fix you metabolically. A lot of people do start off well and then they lose momentum when they try to do it by themselves, and find that a supportive structure and community can really help them stay on track. So that's another thing. I'm actually such a lone wolf type of person. I it's amazing that I got married. We'll just say that. I'm very comfortable spending a lot of time alone, maybe too comfortable. And people often ask me what was key to my success. Well, my community was, my patients were. Not only did I felt like I had to stay on track to prove to them that this was possible, but they helped provide me with support. Even if I never said any of my struggles, hearing them, just listening to them, offering them advice really helped me piece together what it was that I needed to be doing for myself too. I needed a community. I needed people who were doing this with me. And that's why I've had so much success the last 14, 15 years. It's why I'm a 41-year-old mom. When they told me it was going to be impossible, there's so many things that we can do, and we can do it so much better together. So this lone wolf then went and radically changed her career path to have a community, because I see the important value of community support. So you're not in it alone. You've got peers and you've got coaches that are helping you navigate the fasting method, a proven method to help you reach your goals. All right, our weekly challenges, August edition. So challenges have been kind of a big hit at the fasting method. I started doing them myself during sort of the COVID crazy times. We were doing weekly challenges, and it was just amazing. It was amazing to help teach people the right information, remind them of the right information, get people on the right track, get people focused on a common goal together, really uniting the community, keeping that energy going, keeping that momentum, that positivity going. And it really helped a lot of people through sticky periods stay on track. So each week in August, you're going to get access to a 5-day fasting challenge. And these fasting challenges all have a key core concept. And we write down, I structure it so beginner, intermediate, and advanced fasters all have a different track. So I try to help explain what you should do if you're just starting out fasting, if you've been fasting for a while, or if you have been at the fasting method and are just focusing on those last 10, 15 pounds, and you need to just crush it. You're a real fasting expert. And so we give you the different tracks as to what you can be following. Everybody can see all of the tracks and participate in whichever one feels good to them each week. We have a live group challenge check-in on Wednesdays for people to come and ask their questions. If you cannot attend, you can always ask your questions in the community forum thread for the group challenge. And we do record the challenge check-in, so you can go back and watch it, whether you attended and you heard something that sparked your interest, or you missed it. You can always go back and watch it. All right. So what are we focusing on in August? Well, the first week of August is next week. We are going to teach you some small, powerful reset tools to help you sort of build those key foundational steps. What are the basic things that you should be doing, everybody should be doing? And I'll tell you, it's the intermediate and advanced fasters who often forget these things exist. And some of these key foundational things are really the only thing that's missing. If you're out there thinking you have to do a 5-day fast, or you have to do a 10-day fast, or you have to do lots of them, that might not be the case. And you guys know I love extended fasting for the right person. I definitely don't shy away from it from the right individual who has their medical team support. But and there is a time and a place for extended fasting, but it's not always necessary. A lot of times we're fasting ourselves to burnout because some of these simple, basic, foundational things just are not there. So we're going to teach the beginners how to do these properly at the start, and we're going to remind the intermediate and advanced fasters of some of the key fasting method principles to help them tidy things up and be able to regain progress without necessarily always having to be more strict with diet and more intense with fasting. Week 2, we're going to focus on different strategies to help you take control of your cravings, whether they're sugar cravings or just food cravings. If you're noticing your hunger coming and going in very strong tsunami-like waves throughout the day, we're going to talk about different tools and strategies you can use to help stabilize your hunger. The third week of the fasting challenge, our third week of the challenge, is going to be talking about building that metabolic flexibility and fasting confidence. So turning up the fasting dial. If you wanted to try something new or more intense with fasting, this is your week to do it with a lot of support. We'll be giving options for just how you can turn up that fasting dial in mild, moderate, or intense ways. And we're going to talk about how to optimize our metabolic flexibility, meaning transition into fat burning mode more effectively. So we'll be teaching our tricks and tools for that during week 3. And week 4, we're going to put all of this together in our next, this will be our second time doing our fasting method, fasting reset challenge. It is our new 5-day challenge. You can follow along at any comfort level. You can combine it with any fasting protocol you're doing, or you can do the full 5-day challenge. So you can intensify it. You can do it with TR. You can layer it with time restricted eating or your intermittent fasting protocols, or you can do the 5-day challenge just as it's laid out. We teach people how to use fasting supports properly throughout the fast. So even people who are newer to fasting could do a 5-day reset if they wanted to, so long as they have their healthcare team's permission to do so as well. All right. So what is the fasting reset challenge? Sort of in a bit more detail. So I got excited talking about it. So the fasting reset challenge, we did it for the first time the week of July 7th. It is a 5-day fast, but again, you can modify it and layer it with other challenges. But it is our big signature challenge that teaches you how to use fasting tools in a structured way to avoid all of the side effects with fasting, to keep it smooth and consistent, and to even have beginners start to do longer fasts. So we're going to start it on Monday, August 25th. It's going to be a 5-day class or 5-day challenge. We're going to have live group check-ins every single day. So instead of just once a week, we're going to have them every single day, led by our amazing TFM coaches. I'll be hosting the Wednesdays challenge, that check-in that week. We'll be answering your questions on the topic, helping to provide you with support and resources and tools to get through. We'll have an exclusive form thread, and you'll be able to choose your level of doing this from beginner, intermediate, or advanced the whole 5-day fast. So what you're going to learn during this fast is really how to fast longer and more consistently. We're going to talk about different tools and support strategies you need to prevent fasting sabotage, and really how to manage cravings, prevent energy dips, and mindset blocks during a 5-day fast. It's effective because it builds structure, it builds momentum. You have an exact guide. You're going to be provided with an exact guide on what to do day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5 of the fast, and how to finish off the fast at the very end. All right, and last but not least, we have well, this is our second last, last but not least, we have webinars and special events. So I do something in the community called Ask Megan Anything. It's really only asking about fasting and nutritional stuff. I don't know much about anything else outside of fasting and nutrition. But this is members' opportunity to have an hour with me and ask me whatever they want on fasting and nutrition. There's no assigned topic. Any questions that have been burning, whether you're brand new or figuring out a tricky situation in your fasting and nutrition journey, you can come and ask me. This month, I am going to be hosting 2. I'm going to be hosting one exclusively for our lifetime members, and then a second one that's open to our entire community at large. Both will be recorded and both will be made available to the entire community. The first one is going to be Friday, August 15th at 4:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. And then we'll be doing one the next day, first thing in the morning, for all of our community members at 8 a.m. Pacific or 11 a.m. Eastern. So we call it AMA, which is short for Ask Megan Anything. We have a live Q&A with Dr. Fung. I don't think many people realize that they have the opportunity to join and hear the man live himself and actually submit questions that Coach Lisa will ask him during the live Q&A session. Lisa always picks the most repeatedly asked questions to make sure he answers those, and then tries to get through as much of the questions that are submitted in advance. And I'll tell you, we don't get a ton of questions in advance. So if you're out there and your ears are burning to hear what Dr. Fung has to say about a specific topic related to fasting and nutrition, this is your opportunity to hear from the man himself and hang out with him and spend some time with him live. He does this every month. Our next time we'll see Dr. Fung is on Tuesday, August 13th. He'll be joining us at 8:15 a.m. Pacific or 11:15 a.m. Eastern, and you'll be able to submit, community members are able to submit their questions in advance. We have an amazing physician assistant as part of our team. Her name is Ilana Bleeman. And every month she gives a specialized presentation on a certain functional medicine topic that's really interesting. Now, she is a hormone guru. She is my thyroid guru. I'm going through for some fertility hopes right now. She's been helping me navigate all of my hormones. She is the person that I trust with something so sacred to me. and helping me optimize this in my journey. And she's just a wealth of information. This past month, the fasting method in July, she gave a presentation on cancer and like its relationship to metabolic health and certain lifestyle tools that we can implement to help reduce our risks. I'm developing metabolic related cancers. She's done thyroid. She's talking about perimenopause. We actually have all these webinars are all recorded. They're all available for your view once you are at the fasting method. If you're in the fasting method, I'll tell you, you're not taking advantage of our past webinar section. Go in, go through the topics. There's so many great ones in there. Watch them. They're all like 45-minute presentations with great questions that are being asked and interaction with members that can really help support you. And if you're someone who joins for August, you're able to join the upcoming ones and go back and watch the past ones as well. So we'll see Ilana next on Wednesday, August 14th at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And this month, she's going to be talking about hormone replacement therapy. Many of you know that Dr. Fung and I are actually big proponents of bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, but you hear all kinds of crazy things in the news, and I actually don't think the news has ever been so crazy when it comes to health. Like, it is just kind of mind-boggling how controversial every single thing seems to be. And Ilana's actually, she's like Dr. Fung, she's like myself. She's going to break down the science of this all and the latest and greatest research with you. I'm going to be doing a special webinar this month called From Confusion to Clarity, Fat Fasting Explained. Fat fasting is such a tool that you can use in a few different scenarios to help you get through sticky times. But it is confusing because you can use it through a few different scenarios. How to do it, what to do if you're more on the plant-based side of things, how to do it if you're carnivore, what to do if you're in between. Can you have dairy? Can you have nuts? You've heard all of these things. You hear people saying, well, I fat fast with my 48-hour fast. Well, I thought people fat fasted for preventing cravings, right? It's overwhelming. I'm overwhelmed hearing myself talk right now. But we are going to dive down. It's going to be Fat Fasting 101. I'm going to explain this is when you use it, this is how to do it. This is when you use it, this is how you do it. And when it comes to how you do it, I'm going to teach you for plant-based, omnivores, and carnivores how to do it and succeed. So we're going to keep it simple. We're not going to talk about what's confusing. We're just going to break it down so you know exactly when to do it and how to do it and how to make it fit your lifestyle. We have a community-wide town hall that's led by one of our coaches, one or two of our coaches every month, where community members come together and share stories, share their transformation, share something powerful, whether it's a mindset or a physical transformation or medication reduction, or just something where they've received help and support with. It's their opportunity to have the floor and share their story with other members. Our next one is Monday, August 26th at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. All right. And last but not least, for real this time, our community meetings, a sneak peek for what is in store. So for everybody, we run tons of these meetings a week. They're all led by group coaches. They're about 50 minutes long each. They have a specific topic. Our coaches provide some tools and strategies for each topic, and then we run through making sure that everybody there has a really good understanding, or if they have been navigating issues with this particular topic, we help troubleshoot them. So an example of some of these meetings: fasting foundations, how to start with 14, 16 hours of fasting in one meal a day. What does that look like? Clean fasting, why we hate that term, actually, this is a pun, and what breaks a fast and what doesn't. Resetting habits like snacking and grazing, when and how to try a 36 or 42-hour fast, what to eat between longer fasts. I'll say this is my most asked question recently. We actually had a lot of people doing longer fasts. Our 5-day reset in July was so successful that people wanted to repeat it, wanted to know how many eating days, all like how much food should they have, how many meals should they have before they do another one. So we'll be focusing on that. How to refeed and recover safely. We'll talk about different hormones, insulin resistant and that stubborn fat, women going through perimenopause and postmenopause, muscle metabolism and fasting over 50. different lifestyle and mindset tools, how to stay consistent while traveling. We know people still have some trips lingering this summer. Handling social situations and stress eating, measuring success beyond the scale. We'll have nutrition groups, low carb, keto, and carnivore basics, building a plate during your eating window if you want to keep it clean and simple. What to eat after a fast to feel satiated and supportive, and just so many more. So these are a sneak peek into what the type of meetings are that we offer at the fasting method. So how can you participate? Well, anyone who signs up and purchases the August Jumpstart course will get 90 days access to the community for free. Our Jumpstart course is $89. There's a special checkout code at discount or discount code for checkout, and we'll give you full 90-day access. So you'll get the course, you'll get all of the challenges, and you'll get them not only for August, but September and October too. You'll get to run through the course, you'll get to participate in all the webinars, all the community meetings, all of the group challenges, everything. And then our archive of all of the stuff in the past will be yours to go through. You can also become a full member. We have an annual membership promo going on right now for $250 for the first year. We do have a lifetime membership as well. And with your annual membership, you get the Jumpstart course. You get all of the challenges, all of the webinars, all of the live meetings, all of the other tools in the fasting method. You'll get it for the entire calendar year. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining. I have some time, so I'm going to take some of the questions in the chat. What about lifetime members? Lifetime members have their exclusive AMA with me. They have exclusive access to my webinar, which then are posted for all of the community. Lifetime members too, we also give them exclusive access for a week or two to special promotions. So like Coach Terry's retreat, lifetime members got access to that before we offered it to everybody else. Amy says, I'm an annual member. How do I join the Reset program? If you're talking about the Jumpstart course, go to your My Courses in your menu. It's the menu on the left-hand side. Select your My Courses and you'll see the Jumpstart course there. Jill's asking, if we sign up for monthly access, does that include the Jumpstart course? Yes, it will include it. And if you stay on for 3 months, you'll be able to finish it. So we will send confirmation of the dates of the webinars. I will confer with my team. I know we had to change a few this week, mostly because my schedule is pretty packed. So we'll update it, and then tomorrow when we send out the replay, we'll confirm the live events, and we'll give updated slides in that email so you can download them and you'll be able to see the full schedule there. So hopefully that helps. Now, if you were traveling, you can just sort of put a pause on this. It's another reason why we gave everybody 2 weeks to complete each lesson, because if you do have a week off, or you do have a week away, you can always come back, but you can always go back and do the lessons at your own pace. If you miss a challenge, you can always go back and look at the past challenge and see if it's something that you want to do. We really sort of keep an archive of all of the key meetings, all of the webinars, the challenges. So if you're on holidays, if you have an event, if something comes up and you miss a week or two, you can always go back and re-watch it. A few of the questions that came in the Q&A box. What nutrigenomics company do you suggest if we are interested in diagnosing what works best for our personal genetics and metabolism? That's a great question. I have personally paid for and used the DNA company. I actually did a webinar last month in July on personalized nutrition and talked about the important role of nutrigenomics and nutrigenomics testing. So if you are a current member, I would go back and watch that. If you sign up for the Jumpstart and the August and the community today, go back and watch that webinar. But the DNA company is the one that I've personally paid for. I have no affiliation with them, but I will say the CEO did end up interviewing me as part of another conference series. So he was just the guest interviewer that was chosen. Jason and I have both been guest interviewers for things. So he just happened to be the guest interviewer. One of our other members has written in saying that they have been a community member for a while but has never done the 12-week course. How can I be added to the cohort that starts on August? You can always email in support@thefastingmethod.com and our team will be there to help you. Again, that's support@thefastingmethod.com. Our friend says, "Will I, as a lifetime member, also have access to all the stuff that is mentioned in the session?" Yeah, absolutely. Lifetime members have access to absolutely everything, including live access to certain things that are exclusive for them. Our friend is asking, "I need help with maintenance as I may be closer to reversal and have lost the weight. Is this a program for me or do I need something different? The fasting has been a tool that I need to reverse my type 2 diabetes." That's a great question, my friend. I actually have two workshops coming up on maintenance. I have maintenance part one and maintenance part two. Maintenance part one is how to assess if you're at maintenance and how to tweak things to be at maintenance. Part two is like when we actually know we're at maintenance. We do offer, you can bundle them and save some money for these workshops. And with each of them, you do get some access to the community, my friend. So if you're not quite sure, if you think that you're really kind of close to the end of your journey and not quite sure how much benefit you would get from this at large, I would check out the workshops that are specifically related to you. You'll get that bonus access to the community since it's your first time, and you'll be able to scope out the community meetings. The community meetings and resources are often designed to help you wherever you are in the journey and to help you maintain in the long run. So there are topics every week that do pertain to people who are in maintenance, but I'm not sure how many tools and tricks you need. So I think that would be the best way to check out one or two of the workshops or bundle them together, and then you'll get community access and have a chance to scope it out. The next question asks, will the challenge check-ins be the same time on Wednesdays as they are now? Currently, they're Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Our friend here is in Europe and it's in the middle of the night, so she cannot attend. Right now, for the month of August, they will still be Wednesdays at 4:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. They are recorded. We do offer a whole host of meetings throughout the day. That is the calendar for August. We do run them around my schedule, and I'm on the Pacific time zone. Here in the United States, so it's a little bit difficult, but we tend to do them, change them month to month. We have run them on the weekends in the past, just depending on my schedule. If you are an annual member, all of this is included as well. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for today's webinar. Tons of great questions. We will verify all of the dates and we will send that out in our confirmation email tomorrow about the webinar dates. I do know since I created this, I try to keep it as updated by what I was seeing our team, but we did have to make a few changes. So we'll send that. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you in the community. Bye for now, everyone.